mind for some reason. I just didn't feel like voice texting it or texting it. So what I'm going to say to you, Malik, who I left because you wanted to act like shit. You play this game all the time. I'm not jealous of Sharmonda or Amy. I don't have a problem with them. The things, like when you try your shit and I try to explain things to get you to understand, you mistake that. And I'm only telling you that because I can see what pattern you're trying now. There's only one female I have a problem with in this movement now. And you will cut ties with Lasidi Shakur immediately, or you will never have me back. And if you want to say, oh, it's about unity, I won't. So you're going to choose to keep me, right? I left. So you won't ever get me back unless you meet my demands after you wanted to be a ballsy motherfucker last night. You should have known better. You should have known that was going to come with a consequence. But you know what happened, Malik? You watching? Is that you? I hope it is. You know what you didn't realize last night? You're so used to getting your ass kissed because you have so much money and because of your social status that you thought last night would be the end of it, and you thought you would bitch me and get me to bow. No way. You have two choices. You can single that bitch out. You don't have to single her out of the movement, but you're done being her friend, you're done talking to her. Or you and I are over forever, and I will completely stay out of the movement, out of your way. You can be with her. I'll laugh at you because I know it ain't real, no matter how much you both want to pretend. And that's fine. Because there is no way in hell that you and I can be together and I can be happy and not resent you unless you cut ties with Lasidi Shakur 100%. I forbid you from speaking to her or associating with her. That doesn't mean that she no longer has the freedom to be in this black movement. But you will never speak to her again, and you will not attend that ball. And if you won't do that to her, if you won't stop being her friend, then you'll never be my man again. There is no compromise. I am a woman. I deserve respect. You crossed that line. I talked to you about things, trying to get you to understand. I talked to you like a mature adult, and all you did was use that to cause problems and to start shit, to instigate me. That way you could act like I'm jealous. What the fuck do I have to be jealous of Lasidi Shakur for? I've saved people from human trafficking a lot longer than she has.
Just when you thought it was over, there's more and more and more.
So you didn't call me?
Now there's audio and video.
Because you know what, I'm not anybody that's interested in. You're not interesting to you. God, my neck looks like it's gone.
Only on Taharkabey.com. You should have chilled.
I watched it.
Coming this Saturday on Saturday Night Live. Only on Taharkabey.com. Morse World TV exclusive.
He says Taharkabey? Toronto Johnson? I called for a mortgage court on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal or with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people.
Check it.
I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I laid them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Sleepwalking, they keep talking. I probably catch a charge and I don't care what any say. Yeah, I'm the people's grand sheik, and the people's grand sheik ain't seen a man I can't beat. Only the gods is my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. You just my sequel. What the 85ers? Dip divers? Trying to symbolize us? You already dead. Who done got up in your head? Rent free. You wanna know who sent me? Who sent you? Leg, head. I tried to pull you out the bed, but you got a ball groggy. Started talking real crazy, eyes foggy. Couldn't see through the fog. Then I had to bring the dogs, barking all up in your ear, acting like you don't care. Oh, you don't care? Like you don't preserve life. Oh yeah. And you really don't care, right? Oh, you don't care, right? Well, we gon' really check that, bet that, respect that. Since you said you ain't scared to die. I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I laid them old boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I'm the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. I laid them young boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I would take you on any day. Michigan, New York, Cali, where you at? What you thought? From that town to Baltimore, everybody on the road is all raw. They ready, choppers. I don't really think you want the problem. Hold up, wake the thought up. Back to a law. Leg, head. I try to get him out the bed. Sleepwalking anyway. Sleepwalking anyway. Wake up, keep talking. Sleepwalking anyway. Wake up, I don't care what any say. Nobody. I'm the people's grand sheik, and the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. Never. You mortals, you just my sequel. You mortals, you just my sequel. Only equals is the gods. You mortals, that's my sequel.
He said he's Taharkabey.
I see
Toronto
I see dead people. Hey, I see dead people. I lay them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway.
I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed
I lay them
Ali.
young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Hey, people screaming. I ain't never met a man that I can't beat. No, the gods is my only equal. That's it. You mortals, you just my sequel. That's it.
I called for a mortgage court on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal or with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people.
Just when you thought it was over, there's more and more and more.
So you didn't call me?
Now there's audio and video.
Because you know what, I'm not anybody that's interested in. You're not interesting to you. God, my neck looks like it's gone.
Only on Taharkabey.com. You should have chilled.
I wished it.
Coming this Saturday on Saturday Night Live, only on Taharkabey.com. Morse World TV exclusive.
Me and my wife frighten the people.
Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you's a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people taught European how to bathe. And looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, but they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. Hey, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler, this era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for dough. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my fast mistakes. I want my town, my shirt, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, marry out of your race. If you ain't for Morse World, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Morse World, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Check 1 2. I'm actually using I've been testing my equipment for check 1 2. How I sound? How I sound? I sound all right? I'm actually testing my equipment. This is why I'm back in my house. I'm actually testing my equipment for the studio. You know what I'm saying? I had to get a new audio box. This is dessert for my dinner. Let's go big time. Hey family, I sound good? Yeah, I got a separate audio box. Oh man, they say I got a separate audio box. So when I'm at the studio, if I gotta go live here, 20 years younger. Good goodness. You know what? The European told me, I'm gonna tell you, I thought the European was trying to hustle me. So when I went there, if anybody want to do podcasts, let me tell you, I used to use this audio box right here. This is anybody do podcasts? Anybody think I should do a class on how to start a podcast and the equipment that you need to use? A lot of people be asking me in the background, and it'd be hard for me to talk to just one person at one time. And so I should do a short, maybe an hour video to show people how to do this. And I don't even use all of the techniques that I know, but this is an audio box. You need an audio box. And in fact, you can get an audio box for $100. This one usually retail for like $150, but you can catch them online for like $100. You know what I'm saying? You can catch them online now for $100. When I got this, I think this was $159, $160. And then they got one called the Scarlet. That's pretty good too. But the one that I got today is Universal Audio. You follow me? And so I think I'm gonna do that. and then you need a good condenser mic. People always think that you need a whole bunch of expensive stuff. You really don't. You really don't. What you really need is some good software. Studio One by Personas have good software. You know what I'm saying? And it's a drop and drag. It's easy. And I think I'll do that for the family, for anybody that want a podcast. But with that being said, family, we got to get started, man. We got Angel Snup Nup in the building. And Angel Snup Nup, he, a former member of the Nation of Islam, is going to share with us. I don't know how this is going to go. Yeah, maybe I do. There we go, Olivia. There, maybe members only. There we go. I agree. Now this is gonna be heavy. Let's just get it started because I've been taking too much time trying to get my audio and all that together. I was stuck on a mic. Oh yeah. In the video that you seen in the beginning, for some reason, I was gonna leave this stuff alone. And some reason that Sinetta today, and him and the girl, my second, she won't be my wife, I would imagine, that stalks me, did a video today. It was all over the place. And so I say, okay, you know, I'm going to thank you, Sis Yasmin. Thank you, Olivia Bronx. But I say, you know what I'm gonna do is I think they thought that I emptied the bag. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to keep going in the bag. This is a bottomless bag. It's the gift that keep on giving. It's a bottomless bag. Hold up. I can't. I need, hold on. Let me change this real quick because they playing. Let me see if I can change this real quick. All right, let me see how this sounds. Watch it. Let me see something. All right. So, family, I'm sitting here with a bottomless bag of all of the photos that have been around the internet. I apologize, Mark Anthony, if I allowed your super chat to go unnoticed. There you go, I found it. I'm showing myself since we're going big time. My apology, there's a lot of work that I do behind the scenes. I'm a one-man machine. But I want to thank Mark Anthony for coming through. I want to thank all of y'all who hit the super chat, but now what I must do, I must tell you, there's more. There's more, and there's more. So family, since there's more, I figured I'll give you more. So let's go over it one more time before our guests come in. All right.
Just when you thought it was over, there's more and more and more.
So you didn't call me?
Now there's audio and video.
Because you know what, I'm not anybody that's interested in. I'm not interested in you. God, my neck looks like it's gone.
Only on Taharkabey.com.
I got him stuffed up.
You should have chilled.
I watched it.
Coming this Saturday on Saturday Night Live. Only on Taharkabey.com. Morse World TV exclusive.
I want y'all to know that this bag of mine is a very bottomless bag. It runs deep. There's more, and there's more. Now, I know that they were sitting home. As a matter of fact, they don't live together. I know they were sitting on Zoom And they were probably saying, well, he put so much out, he can't have no more. Now let's strike. Let's talk about his wife. Matter of fact, let's find some stuff on his cousin. Let's see what else we can find. Well. You were wrong. You can make all the stuff up you want. You can tell whole truth, half truths. But one thing that you will never have. One thing you will never have is all the pictures that I have. One thing you'll never have is all the videos that I have. So family, Saturday on Morse World TV, not here. Saturday. If you are not a member, you actually will be able to purchase it. We are going to let Nepal pay for the rehabilitation of the second floor of Unity Hall. But without no further ado, y'all ready for Crazy and Criminal? This is the show you've been waiting for. Crazy and Criminal. He's crazy. I'm criminal. If somebody just tuned in, they would know that it's a running joke. You know what I'm saying? They would think that that you really crazy and I'm really a criminal. Oh my. But if y'all just tuned in, let me tell you something. It was a sister on the show that says that Angel Snup Nup was crazy because he had been put into an institution and had to fight his way out. But the funny part, while she was spending that credit card, he was as sane as he want to be. when he took that credit card back and cut that credit card up and say that's it, then he became crazy. And then we had Ali Muhammad says that I'm a lifetime criminal, like it's a member of the ARPP or something. So as I'm a lifetime member. So whenever Angel Snup Nup is on the show, you're going to be listening to Criminal and Crazy. That should be a podcast, man. You want to do a podcast? Snup Nup? Criminal and Crazy. We might can make them a couple dollars off that to help the people.
I know that's right.
Criminal and Crazy. Double C. But now let's get to it. We got my brother in here, Javon Muhammad. It sounds like he might be a brother of the Nation of Islam. I want you to be careful with this one. Snup Nup.
Oh, no doubt.
Because I'm telling you, my brother's in the NOI. At first, I was going to share some of my information, and then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Angel got to be on his own tonight, and I'm just going to ask you.
Let me take the hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take I'm gonna take the hit later. Olivia Bronx say, shout out to Snup Nup. Now, brother, tell us a little bit. I'm gonna try to find my other microphone jack, but tell us a little bit about yourself, bro. For those who just coming in, because it appeared to me that some people just came in, maybe not used to our dialogue here. So just briefly tell them a little bit about yourself as it relates to you being a member of the Nation of Islam, because I think that's one of the qualifications for you to even speak on the topic. You actually was a member of the Nation of Islam. So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
All right, to make a long story short, we're going to do this real quickly. I was introduced to the Nation of Islam in the late 60s, early 70s. I was about 9 years old. I have family members that actually were members when Elijah Muhammad was with us. And they gave us Mississippi folks the books. And my mother and my people didn't want nothing to do with that stuff. They were Baptist Christians or whatever. But I was attracted to those teachings. And I got those books out of the trash. My mother had thrown all those books in the trash. And I went in the trash and I began to read Nation of Islam propaganda.
Oh, stop right there. Stop right there. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And make sure I'm sounding good. I can hear me in my background. But brother, why you say Nation of Islam propaganda?
Well, you could say teachings, however you want to. You can say teachings or the beliefs of the Nation of Islam.
What make you call it propaganda?
I call it propaganda now because this it's beliefs that you propagate. You just
Collective Mind Radios, FOI in the building. He said he got footage of the baby planes.
Okay, well, we're gonna talk about this footage in the baby plane. We wanna talk about the footage.
I told you don't play.
we want to talk, and that's good. That's good. Remember, I believe these things too at one time, but I don't want to piss nobody off, but I was a child. I was a little baby boy. I was a teenager. When I'm a grown man now. You can't bring that kind of stuff to me now. I'm grown, but I was introduced to those teachers when I was a little boy. I always wanted to be part of the Nation of Islam. I was too young, and Elijah Muhammad died, or he transitioned, or they say he's on the mother plane. Matter of fact, he did.
Hey, brother, let's just get into it. I think people know who you are, brother.
Yeah.
So help us understand. Do you know the construct of the story of the mother plane? Because we're going to start with that first, and man, we're going on a ride for the next hour and a half. Do you know the construct of the story of the mother plane? Where did it come from? How is it told? According to who? How is it told? Do you know the whole story?
The only version that I know of is what we find in Message to the Black Man of America, the 1965 Black Man in America. That's the version that All right, now that's it. Now, anything somebody add to it or take away, that's where we get this from. Message to the Black Man in America. That's the core. That's the foundation. Anything else added or taken away, you need to question, because people do that. We in the Nation of Islam, we call it sciencing. You take the teachings and you take away and you add to make it more so like you're advancing in the teachings. Elijah Muhammad taught what it is. You don't have to add to it. You don't have to take away. It, like they say, it is what it is. You don't have to go through all that stuff. But you have those where, brother, I look more deeper into it, and they start putting their spin on it. No, just take the story as it is told in Message to the Black Man of America. It's simple as that. And simply, the mother plane is simply a vessel, according to the teaching of Elijah Muhammad. It's nothing but a vessel that comes towards the end of the white man's rule, that's going to bring this nation down to its knees. The mother plane, I forgot what the size was, but it's this large spaceship type, and it has small spaceships within it. And these small spaceships, these small crafts, have a bomb. And according to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, when that time comes, these planes are going to come out of the mother plane to America and drop these bombs in different areas in the country, and they will drill deep like 1 mile and basically going to blow the place up. That's the teachings. And nothing will grow here.
They're going to blow the whole earth up?
No, this is just America.
Just America. Okay.
This is America. And Elijah Muhammad, according to the teachings, nothing will live here, nothing will grow here, not even a blade of grass, for I think about 1,000 years or 100 years, something like that. I forgot what exact time. I'm not familiar with the teachings. I don't get off into that like I used to. I don't remember exactly, but that's the purpose of the mother plane. And according to Louis Farrakhan, the 144,000, before all this happens, the 144,000, the chosen people, will have a seat on the mother plane and get out of America before all this stuff happens. That's basically. I always wondered about that, because I'm like, okay, we doing all this teaching. It's about 40 million brothers and black people in this country, and it's a lot of supporters of Nation of Islam and these teachings and whatever. And you only talking about 144,000. What's going to happen to the rest of us, the ones that don't make it? And according to Farrakhan's people, if you fat, you can't even get on the mother plane. You got to have a certain weight in order to get on the mother plane. So if you get on,
where you getting this from?
This is what I heard from Louis Farrakhan's people. Now, it does not say that in the message to the black man. It has no qualification. It does not even talk about those things, who qualify, who don't qualify. It just talks about the destruction of America, these planes. Now, we have something called UFOs, and the believers in these teachings are saying that these UFOs are the mother plane and these baby planes, right?
Right.
My problem here is, sir, UFO means unidentified flying object. It's unidentified. How do you know this is your mother plane? Now, mind you, brother Taharkabey, I saw in the 80s, it was the late 70s or the 80s. I told you I live in St. Louis. And it wasn't even me. It was myself, and it was like 6 or 7 of us. There was this round red object. St. Louis has what they call the arch. And it was this big red object. We don't know what it is, too far away. But you saw this big red object floating above the arch. And then you saw these small little red ones come out of the large and start spinning and going around and whatever.
You seen them too?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that.
That might was the mother plane.
Right. But it's called unidentified flying object. But of course, when I seen it, it fits into my belief system. So I'm like, that's the mother plane. Hey, y'all, it wasn't even just me as a believer. I had some other friends and some other relatives that was out there, and we saw this thing also.
But if I be fair, right, it says that the minister Louis Farrakhan commented on the teachings. He says the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us of a giant mother plane that is made like a universe, spheres within spheres. White people, quote unquote, white people call them unidentified flying objects. So he's saying that he know what they are, and I know what they are, but Europeans call them unidentified flying objects. So to you, it was unidentified flying objects, but he's saying that the NOI know exactly what it is.
No, you don't. You don't know that. That's what they believe.
No, but Elijah Muhammad. Hold up. Elijah
Yeah.
Muhammad. This is the teaching. So he's saying this is what it is. So it's saying that Europeans don't know what it is, and when you seen it, you equate it to the mother plane. But then when you let the NOI go, now you join the Europeans. Is that what it is? You done went crazy and joined the Europeans? I'm asking you crazy. I'm criminal.
Right. Now, when I believe,
I'd be enjoying having my conversation with you.
Exactly. Look, when I believed, if that fit into my belief system. But when you outside of your belief system, and you can see that it's called belief. That's the teaching. There's no evidence. You have no proof. Did you touch this thing? No, you did not. And these images and things that we have, it's just that. It's still unidentified. These things did not, you did not interact with it. You didn't even get close enough to see exactly what it is. You really don't know. You just say that because of your belief system, but you don't have there's no little green man or something that came out of the UFO that said, Assalamu alaikum to you, did it?
Hey, let me say this. Hey, listen, family. new brother, where's the link he want to join? Everybody can join, but I gotta get with at least an hour with my guest then, because he's a guest. So we have to be gracious to the guest that would allow me to laugh, allow himself to laugh, and allow us to touch these tough topics. If you do hit the link after we finish conversing, I ask that you be respectful and don't let your religion turn you into a fanatic. Be respectful because this brother actually has experience in the NOI. He left the NOI, and that could be a part of the reason why he called them UFOs. And we're going to get to the bottom of it now. When you were with the NOI, did you believe hook, line, and sinker? Were you all in that the mother plane exists with a sphere within a sphere?
Quite honestly, no. And quite honestly, I've always with me, with me, what attracted me to the Nation of Islam was the brotherhood and the sisterhood. But I loved Elijah Muhammad. I love the Nation of Islam. When I was a child, I loved all that. So when you accept the Nation of Islam, you have to accept it all. You can't just say, well, I only want this little piece, and you have to believe. And I wasn't sincere belief. I tried to believe those things, but I had questions, something about it just, and I always questioned religion. Even when I was a Baptist in the backwoods of Mississippi, I always questioned religion anyway. Something about the stuff don't sound right, something here. But it's all that I know, and I just went with it. So I just went with it. But something about it was funny.
What made you start speaking out and having conversations like this? Do you think this does any good? Do you think do you feel as though you're enlightening people? I remember one time on the show you said we need to stop believing all of this stuff. You still that's what you said. You said something to that effect. And then you be making little comments like, I'm grown now and I don't believe in no like,
well, you gotta look at this. You got to look at it this way, brother. Nation of Islam teachings, the Bible, the Quran, all these different religions and whatever. Remember, in their infancy, they were given to people who were illiterates. When Nation of Islam teachings came on the scene, the masses of our people were illiterates. We wasn't what we are today. We wasn't that educated. And we took things, the majority of people, ancient people, we took things on face value. And we didn't have no science. We didn't have the technology that we have today. We are told certain things and it's just accepted on face value. And people like myself, back in those days, if you stood up and questioned these belief systems, I could be ostracized. I could be made mockery of. You could even be murdered for questioning these things, because the powers that be found out that you can use religious and spiritual teaching as a means of control instead of using large armies to control the masses. If I feed them these belief systems, then I can control them better, because if you notice under these belief systems, you get few rebellions. It's very few, because the people become docile. They waiting on the mother plane. They waiting on Jesus. They waiting for something except that gun and that grenade and that bazooka and that tank. So you won't easily control. There's no way we could live in the United States with all the crap that goes on here and we as docile as we are right now. It's because our minds are filled up with all these different things, and also we're lazy. And instead of doing something myself, I just wait on the mother plane to show up. I'll wait for Jesus.
And you know what? You do have a valid point right there. I used to tell people all the time, when you look at those of other nationalities outside of the country and they're facing oppression, they'll fight with a stone, they'll fight with a raggedy weapon, they'll fight with a slingshot, they'll fight with anything. We just take it.
Just take it.
They'll fight a tank with a stone. They don't want to take that oppression. They'll throw rocks at a stone. They'll run up in something with their own body and just let it all rip. Boom. You know what I mean? But I think you do got a good point there. So you believe that that brothers, I don't believe that brothers in the NOI waiting on a mothership. They do for self.
Well, they are doing for self. That's what I liked about the teaching, is that that's what really attracted me to the teachings, because it was so real. You know, at the time, it was so real. The teachings was, you got to do for your own. Even though we believe in Master Farad Muhammad, even though we believed in the mother plane, the emphasis is you got to do for yourself. You can't wait on these things. You got to do for the now. That's what I liked about those teachings. But at the same time, it's sort of contradictory, because in reality, they are waiting on this mother plane. They are waiting. They are waiting for God to do this and God to do that. They're still waiting. It's sort of like a contradiction, because you're saying that you have to do for yourself and depend on yourself, but at the same time, you are praying to this God to bring this mothership to change your condition, take the white man out of power and put you in power, or save you, or whatever. You're still dependent on that. Also, Brother Taharkabey, this is another strange thing that got me about the Nation of Islam teaching. They teach, there's a book, matter of fact, called The Fall of America. Elijah Muhammad is teaching the fall of America, the doom, the end of America. I began to think about this, and I'm like, okay, the fall of America. This is the end, the doom of America. But yet and still, you having babies and making families and starting businesses, you're investing in something that you talk about is doomed to be destroyed. I don't get it.
You're making some powerful points, brother. You gotta write these points down, because when they come on the show now and they want some answers in the NOI now, come on now, because they don't believe in the heaven in the sky. They heaven right here, like a Moorish American do too.
Absolutely. Heaven's on earth.
But what you're talking is that they stocking up their riches and their comforts, and Elijah said it's going to be done. They're going to, matter of fact, let me read this some of this theology, not theology of time, so don't get it twisted. That was supposedly quoted by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It says, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the wheel was built on an island of Nippon, which is now called Japan, by some of the original scientists. It took 15 billion in gold at the time to build it. It was made of the toughest steel. America does not know the composition of the steel used to make an instrument like it. It is a circular plane, and the Bible says that it never makes turns. Because of its circular nature, it can stop and travel in directions at speeds of thousands of miles per hour. He said that there are 1,500 smaller wheels in this mother wheel, which is a half mile by half mile, which is a half mile by half mile. This mother wheel is like a small human-built planet. Each one of these planes carry 3 bombs. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said these planes were used to set up mountains on earth. The Quran says like this: we have raised mountains on earth lest it convulse with you. How do you raise a mountain? And what is the purpose of a mountain? Have you ever tried to balance a tire? You need weights to keep the tires balanced. That's how the earth is balanced, with mountain ranges. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we have a type of bomb that when it strikes the earth, a drill on it, it's time to go into the earth and explode at the height that you wish the mountain to be. If you wish to take down and bring up a mountain 1 mile high, but it would destroy everything within a 50 mile radius. The white man writes in his above top secret memos of UFOs. He sees them around his military installations like they are spying. The mother wheel is a dreadful looking thing. White folks are making movies now to make these planes look like fiction, but it's based on something real. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says the mother plane is so powerful that with sound vibrating in the atmosphere, just with the sound, she can crumble buildings. Minister Louis Farrakhan excerpts from The Divine Destruction of America. Can she avert it? 1996. What you have to say about that? Mountains was made.
This is belief. You can believe anything that you want to. This is belief. And what gets me here is these teachings have been around going on 100 years. Now, if these teachings wasn't around for such a long time, then we could say
Stop 1 second. Future thought. Nobody is here to prove nothing wrong. We're having a conversation about it.
Absolutely.
We're having a conversation about it. You're welcome to join on the conversation. Nobody is proving anything wrong. We're logically, from our logic, making sense out of the conversation. It's a conversation, Future Thought. You're welcome to join us in a few. Calm down. Go ahead, bro.
Absolutely. That's what it is, because I'm not here, and we're not talking tonight to try to convert or try to get people not to believe these things or whatever. No. We're just having a conversation. We're just having a conversation
just when you thought it was over, there's more and more and more.
So you didn't call me.
Now there's audio and video.
Because you know what, I'm not anybody that's interested in. You're not interesting to you. God, my neck looks like it's gone.
Only on Taharkabey.com. You should have chilled.
I wished it.
Coming this Saturday on Saturday Night Live. Only on Taharkabey.com. Morse World TV exclusive.
He says Taharkabey? Toronto Johnson? I call for a Morse.
Back to what you were saying.
That commercial's so smooth.
It's powerful commercial.
Woo.
Back to
that's so smooth. I love that. I gotta get my membership. I need to check that out. I need to get my membership. I'm getting that tomorrow. You remind me. If you don't see me purchase tomorrow, you remind me. I got to get that. I got to be part of that.
Yeah,
but that was so smooth.
So what happened? What happened? Where were we at?
Yeah, we was talking about the mother plane and the existence of the mother plane. Look, these teachers been around for 100 years. When is this mother plane gonna do its thizzy? That's my question. I mean, we keep talking. You make mockery of our people that believe in Jesus. Talk about Jesus gonna come back, and Jesus haven't showed up after 2,000 years. Now you wait on a mother plane to come and do something to America, and it's going on 100 years. Pretty soon it's going to be 2,000 years. When is this plane? They never put timetables on these things. They just want you to say, "Oh, the mother plane is coming," and you're supposed to wait and wait and wait. Now, if that was a cab, you have a problem. If you call a cab, you're not going to wait and wait and wait like that. You're going to say, "Hey, man, what the hell's up with that? When you going to come?" I don't understand the behavior of people, because you're not going to let a cab get away with that. If the cab don't show up at a certain amount of time, you're going to get on the cab driver and the company's case. "Hey, where you at, man? You say you're supposed to be blah, blah, blah." But you're going to actually tell me you're going to wait on Jesus for 2,000 years. You're going to wait on the mother plane for 100. and you're gonna wait for Zulu Nation come or whatever from the whatever. Marcus Garvey gonna come back out the grave in the year 3000.
No, but hold up, brother. Why are you going so hard on the NOI though? Do you think it sets our people back? Some good brothers come out of the NOI.
I'm one.
Right.
The only reason why I exist is because of the Nation of Islam.
So let me ask you a question, and before I do respect to my brothers in the NOI, are you equating the Mother Plane story with Santa Claus and Easter bunnies and all of that? Now, please don't. Now, you be careful when you answer this, because you're taking it lightly, brother. I need to know.
I put that story in the same category as Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, My Fair Lady, and all the other allegories and mythology and
Hey,
things.
brother, stop.
It falls into the same category.
Stop.
You have to have an immature mind. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it takes an immature mind in order to accept this as a reality. There's a reason why it's called belief. On the back of the Muhammad Speaks, Elijah Muhammad said, these are the things that we believe. We believe that Master Farad Muhammad came to America July 4th, 1930. These are the things that we believe. This is a belief. If you believe, it makes you feel good, it helps you in life, it's cool. But at the same time,
I'm serious, man.
But at the same time, you have to understand that these are things to me. Like when we give children Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, we give these things to children because we always say children need something to believe in, and we give that. To me, you can give a child something to believe in, but it could be real. You know damn well ain't no Santa Claus or no Easter Bunny. Why we always got to give our children fictional crap? Why you can't give them something real to believe in?
So let me ask you, do you believe in extraterrestrials, but you just don't believe that it's the description that is told from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Is that what it is? Because you say you've seen something yourself.
Yeah, but I can't explain it. I don't know what I saw. It was unidentified
exactly.
flying object.
So that's what I'm saying. Do you believe in that is something, but the story as given from the NOI, you don't believe that? Is that?
It's possible. Nothing is beyond possibility.
Right.
It's possible that there's other life more intelligent than us. It's possible.
I got some footage.
But it's also possible.
I got some footage of some strange things in the night.
Yeah, well, me
but
personally,
I don't know. I can't say it's the Mother Plane or it's a 1500.
Well, I have experienced strange things. Like when they talk about the spiritual world, I myself have experienced strange things that I cannot explain. I cannot explain them. I got run over by a truck, a spiritual truck, when I was a little boy.
A spirit. Hold up, Snup Nup. Now,
yeah,
you know you crazy already. You know I'm criminal.
Yeah, you criminal.
You crazy. What do you mean a spiritual truck?
We was in Mississippi, and we lived next to this highway, and it was no big deal because you heard cars and trucks going up and down the highway all the time. So I'm laying there. Mind you, this is broad daylight. This is not night. This is broad daylight. Sunny, beautiful sunny day. I heard this sound like a truck getting real close to me. Sound closer than the normal trucks and cars passing by the house. And this truck, this green, it just was an all green truck looking thing. It came through the wall and ran me over. It ran me over.
Man, this fool crazy. I'm out of here.
Now look. Now this is the thing, Brother Taharkabey. Now this is the thing. My sisters was in another room in front of me. And they came to my room. And before I could tell them, hey, I got run over by a truck, they told me, did you see that truck? I can't explain that.
They
I can't
seen the truck
explain it.
too.
They saw it before I could tell them. I got run over by a truck. I had two sisters.
They say your new name is Angel Truck.
I get all kinds of names, man. But look, I can't explain that, brother. But look at this, though. A truck is not alive.
Right.
A truck has no spirit. So what the hell was it that ran us? And remember, my sisters, two of my sisters was in the other room, and they both saw, three of us saw this green truck.
Man, listen, man, it do some strange things that goes unexplained, man. I don't just throw it to the side. So this is why it's so important what we that we be careful when we talk about the mother planes as reported by Elijah Muhammad. Now, one of the things
No, we still gonna say that. So look, let me tell you,
you have to be careful. You seen a green truck,
but check this out. The reason why we saw this green truck and the spirits and the spooks that we saw is because our brains. Now remember, I was raised in Mississippi. People in Mississippi, some of the spookiest folks ever. And my grandmother was filling our heads with all these, and the dead people gonna rise from the grave. And she was telling us stories like that. So our minds is filled up with all this spooky fictional nonsense. And remember, we only use 10% of our brain. The rest of the brain don't have nothing else to do. I figure, this is my belief, I figure our brains, because our brains were so filled up with that, somehow my brain, my sisters, all of us, we was connected with all this spooky stuff, and we had the same shared experience. Because I haven't seen no spiritual truck, no ghosts, no goblins, ever since I said, I'm done with that crap. Everything has a reason. Everything is logical. I haven't seen, all these spooky things that I've experienced in my life. Once I said, I'm done with it. I don't believe in that crap no more. It ain't real. And believe me, now, look, I was on a live stream and got spooked out. I was on a live stream talking because it's still in me. Even though I'm telling you right now, oh man, all that old spooky spiritual stuff, it's still in me.
So you scared right now? You about to run? You about to go grab a knife and stab a truck?
No. But
go crazy for us real quick. This will go viral. Go crazy.
I don't. They would love to see that, wouldn't they?
That lady that was on the show would love to see it.
Her and her clique would love to see that. I had a video. Some of my deacon. Shout out to the Deacons of Reality out there. Deacons of Reality Production. They took one of my videos and looped it to make it look like I was going. They thought that was me doing that for real. They said, "Look, he went crazy." They took me going la 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 la, and they looped it and they made it.
They say that's the hog up in you. Got you sleeping and dreaming crazy dreams. So let me ask you. Somebody say Farrakhan was driving that truck. I run you over. You keep on playing. Man, this is a good audience. Hey, brothers in the NOI, don't be all mad, man. We just having a conversation. Hey,
because actually, brother Tahak, I want to talk about the NOI, but it's some other stuff that we need to.
Good. We're going to talk about the NOI. We're going to dance around a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to dance around a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to just pick on NOI because there's a lot of crazy stuff
on NOI. Then we go to the other stuff because you gave me a list, and the two of the things that you pointed out was the mothership and YACUB. So I want to talk about that in a minute. But do you believe in Master Farad Muhammad as being God in person or God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad? Do you believe in that anymore?
No, I don't believe in. I don't acknowledge God at all. Period.
That's it. You just wake up, eat cornflakes, and keep it moving.
Damn Skippy.
So, who do you think Master Farad Muhammad was? Was he a good man? Was he?
I'm gonna tell you.
What would be your description? Because at one point you seen him as God in person, and at some point you rejects that. But how do you see him now? as well as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
I've always seen them, even though we're taught that Master Farad Muhammad was God and Elijah Muhammad was the messenger, I always seen Elijah Muhammad sort of like my father figure. I never saw him like this messenger, divine guy. I always viewed Elijah Muhammad like my grandfather.
Right.
To me, when I was a little boy growing up, he was just a good father figure to me. Because if I ran into problems or had questions, I could go to Message to the Black Man, Our Savior Has Arrived. I went to my grandfather for these different answers. And what Elijah Muhammad was taught me as a little boy, I was able, look, I'm 8, 9 years old. I'm able to have conversations with grown folks. You know, the preachers and the pastors and my teachers at school. They're like, where you getting all this stuff from? Because I'm filling my head up with all these different teachings. And at that particular point in time, those teachers was right on point. So I'm a little boy with all these masterful, all this wisdom. I just saw him as like a grandfather figure. I never called him the divine. I never called him Messenger Elijah Muhammad. He was just Elijah Muhammad, like a brother, like my grandfather. I never saw him like that. And people in the temple, in the mosque, oh, the divine messenger, and my relatives, I told you I had my relatives. The messenger, oh, my holy apostle. Those words never came out of my mouth. To me, he was just a man. He take a dump like me. He take a whiz like me. He was just like my grandfather. That's all. And Master Farad Muhammad, he was just simply his teacher to me. Not no God or nothing like that on this high level. He was just a man that taught my grandfather. That's the way I looked at it. I never got deep into the holy apostle and the divine, and I never got into deep like that. They was just people to me. Elijah Muhammad was just a person.
Is that how you see them now? Just
yeah.
Okay.
That's how I really see them now. You know, I did, because of the belief system, I saw them that way as normal people, but I still saw them as, you know, the divine, because that's what the religious teachings teach. But now that's how I view them now, as completely just human beings that helped me grow up in my life. And
you good.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a lot of things that I didn't know. I didn't know about the Malcolm X thing, the assassination, all that crap that happened with Malcolm. I didn't know those things until the 80s. I didn't know. Nobody told me about the Malcolm X thing. And Elijah Muhammad.
Malcolm X got assassinated into the 80s?
I didn't know. I had no idea. I never heard about Malcolm until
what Muhammad Mosque you was a part of.
Huh?
The Muhammad Mosque in Mississippi wasn't talking about that?
There was no Muhammad Mosque in Mississippi.
Muhammad's temple?
When I was little.
Was it Muhammad's temple?
No.
Oh, y'all just had literature.
There might have been a Muhammad's temple in Memphis, because we lived on the Mississippi side. There might have been a Muhammad temple in Memphis, but I told you my people wasn't interested. So I was I wasn't able to really get off into the teachings like I wanted to until I got grown.
Was you actually a registered member of a mosque or a temple, or you were just into it as a child?
As a child, I was just interested, and my people helped me by giving me all the literature, because they saw how I wanted to be part of it, but I couldn't be. I was too young.
Oh, so eventually you never became a registered member. That's the key thing, because a lot of people don't understand that as a registered member of the NOI and a follower of NOI is two different things.
I became a registered member under Louis Farrakhan's organization.
The reason why I say this, family, because on the internet, right, you see a lot of Moors, and a lot of Moors on the internet, they're not members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and they try to be an authority on the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And the same thing with NOI. You have registered members, and you have people that follow the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as well as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but they're not registered members or never been registered members. Mm-hmm. And so when you say that you were a registered member, I think that gives you more Not saying it gives you more credibility, but I think you have more to stand on because you actually went through the whole process. You ever become
Yeah.
FOI?
Yeah, I became a FOI in Louis Farrakhan's organization when he rebuilt the temple there.
Okay.
And I joined in 1981, Muhammad Mosque number 7.
Where was it at?
Muhammad Mosque number 7.
And what city again? Because I was reading the comment.
Yeah, that's New York.
That's what I said. That's Malcolm demonstration.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't
Actually,
Dr. Khaled go there too, T-Seth? Or
I
Farrakhan
think
too?
so. Well, actually, when I was under Farrakhan, he was Minister Harold X, and he was the minister in California, number 27. And I briefly met him a few times. Briefly, I never really had a lot of contact with Brother Khaled. But when I first knew Brother Khaled, he was Brother Harold X in California, number 27.
Oh, you said Khaled Muhammad. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before he became
Because
Khaled
I don't think he became Khaled Muhammad until the 90s. I'm not really sure. I think it was the 90s. Minister Farrakhan gave him Khaled. Really sure. Because he was Harold X for a long time.
Okay. Got you. Now, let me ask you about the YACUB story. Can you break down the YACUB story for us so we can get a grasp of that? What is your take on the YACUB story? But first, how does that story go?
Well, YACUB, and it's the thing about religious teachings also. These persons, YACUB, they never have last names. I always wonder, Moses, Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, nobody, Jesus, nobody never have no last name.
European thing though. European did that when they own people, maybe.
Well, Europeans now have last name.
They owned each other, or we own them.
I don't know,
but that is something to think about.
These folks don't have. Well, anyway, YACUB was a scientist, and when he was a little boy, when he was born, he had an unusual large cranium, large head. So I guess that means he had a lot more intelligence, more brain power, I guess, So he told his uncle when he was little, according to the story, I'm going to make a man that's going to rule us. And his uncle said, you're going to make somebody that's going to bring bloodshed and, violence or whatever. And he said, he just kept it to himself and smiled. I'm going to make a new man. So according to the story, he was a scientist. He went to the best universities and whatever. I guess you would say he's a geneticist or whatever. And he became some kind of preacher. Because in order to get this done, he had to have subjects. He had to have people in order to get this started. So he was some kind of preacher or whatever, and he began to get these followers. And it got to the point where the people who was in power saw him and his people as a troublemaker, and they banished them, and they end up sending them to what they call the island of Pelan or Patmos. And this is where the white man, the process of making the white man, because YACUB understood that within the black gene that there was a recessive. And he wanted to break it down all the way down to the end of that. Now, this is my thing while we're on this subject. The original man is the black man, correct? That's what we're taught. The original man is the black man. So when you think of the black man, you have to think of the darkest person on the planet in order for them to be called black. Now, brown is the recessive gene. But the original man is the black man. Brown is recessive. Now, how can we call ourselves or claim to be the original people or the original black man when we're brown? We're brown. We're not black. We are recessive. And some of us are so light we look damn near white. But we run around here calling talking about, I'm the black man, original man. Where your melanin at? You're not even black.
Uh-oh.
So I got a problem. You know, that's not my teaching. That's your teaching, because you're saying, you're making a claim that the original man is the Asiatic black man. Black is not brown. Now, this is what they would say. Well, you know, brother, I'm going to stop you right there. Stop you right there, brother. The black man creates all kinds of colors and blah, blah, blah. That's what they would say. Your problem is when you are pure, when you're pure, that's rare. Like if you go among crocodiles, the majority of crocodiles are going to be green, gray, tan looking creatures. Now and then they will produce a lighter shade or albino or something like that. That's rare. That's not an everyday thing. And most times, if there's a mutation or something that's out of the ordinary in nature, a lot of times those animals are not able to breed. And because of the mutation, they cannot camouflage themselves and hide from enemies or whatever. They end up being prey and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
The pure black man does not produce brown, red, yellow bones and all this other stuff. The pure black man would not produce that. The only way you can do that is you're gonna have to get that. You're gonna have to get that from out of the brown gene. That's the recessive of black. Pure black is not gonna produce that.
But they say,
brown is not a shade of black.
Oh, I see what you're trying to say.
Brown is not a shade of black.
You sure?
Now there are different kinds of shades of black. If you go to the paint store and you ask for what kinds of black do you have, you don't expect them to bring brown. Now there's some dark brown that can look close to being black, but that's dark brown. That's not black. But anyway, going back to the story.
That's some heavy. Now I'm playing.
that's a question. But according to the story, what happened was YACUB and his people, they set up a process in order to bring this recessive, the ultimate recessive gene out of the black man. And the only way they could do it, as you know, all the people had to be blackety black, dark as hell. But again, you always have somebody that's going to be born with the recessive. So what YACUB started doing was he made sure that the lighter would marry, that they would not allow the darker to mix with the lighter. Only the light had to mix with the light. And if two black people came together, they wouldn't allow them to marry. You have to marry because in order to get that recessive gene, and this is called Mendelism in science. Many of you have raised guppies and aquarium fish. There's something called Mendelism. And you can easily do this experiment. There's truth to this. I think we're going on a commercial break.
No,
commercial break?
No, we all right. Go ahead. You good.
Okay. Yeah. So you could do this with roaches or guppy fish, some kind of animal that breathes real fast. You can do this experiment yourself. You can get a dark. It don't even have to be a skin color. It don't have to be a color. It can be any kind of trait that you want. The only thing you have to do is breed the ones with the same trait that you're looking for together. You got to separate them away from the ones that you don't want. And that's what happened with YACUB. So what happened was, because of this process, and they would kill the black babies and save the light-skinned babies. After a while, all the dark-skinned people started dying off and left the brown people. Now, mind you, YACUB himself did not live to see the white man. He did not see the white man. But this process, because I think they said, according to the teachings, that he only lived to be like 600 years old or something to that effect. And that's another question, brother.
Hold up. Before we get to that, remember that. Write that thought down because I want to ask you.
Okay.
How is it that you say that the quote unquote black, and we're talking about the adjective, see, Moors be scared to use the term black. We're talking about an adjective. We're not talking about a noun. A person cannot be black as a noun, but they can be black as an adjective. An adjective, because we had blue black people in North Africa and in the interior of Africa, blue black.
Yeah.
And so when Moors get a little bit goofy, it's up, but I ain't black. Well, in this conversation, we're speaking of black not as a noun, but as an adjective. And an adjective describes a noun. A noun is people, personal thing. What is it? People, person, place, a thing.
Right.
And the adjective describes that. So from the adjective perspective of a black person with descriptive, you say that you can't get brown from that, but in the same vein, though, you can get an albino from that, though. So how do you say that you can't get brown from black, but you can get pale or reddish or whatever you choose to call the albino from black?
Well, the gene, according to the gene pool, those things are there, but that's not what I mean. It's recessive. It can always appear, but if you purebred, that's a rarity. You're not gonna have a people call yourself black and you producing all these different colors. That defeats the purpose of being black. If you're able to produce all these different colors, and how are you able to do that if you're original and your dominant gene is black?
Right.
The reason why, we probably have to do a part 2 on this, because I want to talk.
You always coming around. You all right?
Yeah, but because there's a lot of things that we talk about and believe in, we have to start to question things. So
let's do this. Hold up 1 second.
Yeah.
So when we look at something like this, when we look at this sister like this, now that's blue black.
Yeah.
Is that black to you?
Yeah. That's dark.
You squinting and grinning, man. Don't you be over there getting the deep breath and that's dark. Man, let me take her off the screen because that's dark. Yeah,
that's dark.
You act like you was going through some. Calm down, brother. It's a picture anyway.
Yeah, that's dark.
But you're saying that you can't get brown from that?
You can get brown from that, but it's rare among her people. If her people, that's who and what they are, to produce some fighter, that would be very, very rare.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Let me bring it all together. You're saying if YACUB grabbed a whole tribe of blue black people, there is no way to produce a brown gene from a blue black people. Is that what you're trying to say? He would have to have a lighter person in order to start the transitioning from the blue black to the lighter.
Right. That's what he done. Like this is the lady that you just put up. Yeah, it's like the lady you put on the screen. Among her people, because that brown gene is there, they are going to produce now and then these, rare, lighter skinned people. And what they done was take the lighter skin, these people, and they breed among themselves. They would not allow them to mix with the darker skinned people in order to separate that brown away from the actual dark, like the way that sister was. That's the way that's the only way that you can get that out of there.
Right. People say it
and
look like
doing that process, the dark is going to slowly disappear and leave you with the brown. And if you keep that process going, the brown is going to disappear, going to leave you with the red, and yellow. Pretty soon you're gonna end up with albino looking people, and that's where they said that the Caucasian people are.
So for the YACUB store, you don't think that he got that rarity a couple times to produce and break down to the European? Is that plausible?
Well, it took. I don't agree with the time period. Seems to be too short in order to pull this off. But according to the teachings, he did it within a few hundred years. He was able to breed the people out and get, and separate. Because I think the white man was made. It only took 600 years, I think, or so to create the white man.
So they say he's been here for 6,000 years. So
yeah, that's what
6,000 years ago, according to the teachers, the European didn't even exist.
Right.
Some anthropology would disagree though. They would say that they found basically Neanderthal that looked like Europeans, but that's the European too, so we can't trust him too much. We can't give him too much play. But that's 6,000 years of Europeans being here. How did that mesh with your way of thinking? Do you think Europeans been here longer than 6,000 years?
I think they have been here longer than 6,000 years. That's a very short period of time. And what they talking, what they're saying, that's very short because I mean we're human beings. We're not roaches and guppies and stuff. It's gonna take us some time in order for us to take a certain group of people and go through that process in order to cause. I don't know exactly how much time it would take, but it seemed to me like it's pretty short. But we're just going to say that it was done. That's according to the teachings. That's how the white man come into being. Okay.
Okay. Now before we bounce off of that real quick, how do you believe that the European came into existence then, if that's not so?
Me personally, I don't trip off of it. I just know that he's here. I got to deal with him.
What I'm saying is if you abandon one philosophy, and normally we abandon it because we adopt something better. I don't think intelligent people say, well, that's just fairy tale, forget about it. But did you adopt, like for instance, when you say Jesus don't exist, the God don't exist, the devil don't exist, you adopted that you are the one that's going to make or mar your future. You're going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to be the one that make it happen. You see what I'm saying? So you adopted something that supersede the previous. So I'm saying you didn't adopt something else like, okay, this is what happened and this is how Europeans come into existence. How you come into existence? After you answer that, I'm gonna let you.
This is how I think now. A lot of these things we may never know. I just accept things for what they are. I just accept the reality of things. And I don't want to hear, and I'm not interested in fabricated stories. It must pass the criteria of logic and reason, common sense, and being analytical. There are some things we may never know. And I get that. And it's some things we shouldn't even put a priority on. A baby eagle does not care about where they come from. When the eagle comes out the nest, the baby eagle looks down and says, either I'm going to live or die. It flaps its wings and it takes off. The baby eagle does not care about the great-great-grand eagle from 50 million years ago and all this kind of good stuff. The only thing on that baby eagle's mind is, am I going to live or am I going to die? Am I going to survive? That's it. That's it. Now, if you find out these things, that's fine. But we put a lot of priority and a lot of energy on things that really don't really mean nothing. It really don't even, it don't, it
Let's have a
don't, it really
commercial
don't
break
even,
real quick and put the link in for anybody that want to ask you a question. Then we're going to talk about some of these other stories in our community.
okay.
Just when you thought it was over, there's more and more and more.
So you didn't call me?
Now there's audio and video.
Because you know what, I'm not anybody that's interested. You're not interesting to you. God, my neck looks like it's gone.
Only on Taharkabey.com.
We back in the building. So
Yeah.
if anybody wish to listen, he be playing with the wrong one, man, talking crazy, man. I'm telling you, I'm kamikaze, man. I got too much stuff for you. You can talk about my mama, my wife, my dog. I'm going to show yours in the raw.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to tell you. Who is that Moorish World TV? Who is that Moorish World TV talking to? Man, I got a new equipment. I meant to say that the European at the Guitar Center, I said, man, look, I use personas. He said, this is a new type of system. It's not new, but everybody using it now. I suggest you take it. It's not much different in price. So it's actually called, if anybody interested in it, and I'm not getting paid for this, it's actually called the Vote. Can y'all hear me? It's called the Vote. I'll show it to y'all after the show or something. But it's called the Vote. So yeah, we getting right. We getting right over here. We getting ready for the international podcast, Criminal and Crazy. Me and Angel Snup Nup taking the show on the road. So I got somebody that hit the link, brother.
Okay.
Aliquan. Now here we go. Alquan.
Oh, man, that's my troll. That's a troll cat been following me.
But on Moorish World TV, just like last night, I opened up the mic last night for those who troll me. They could ask me anything.
Yeah.
Remember I did that?
Yes, sir.
So on Moorish World TV, we allow those people that want to express themselves to come on in. You know what I'm saying? We allow them to come on in. So with that being said, let's get Alquin up in here.
We didn't even finish the YACUB story.
No, hold up. We're going to get back to it. We ain't going nowhere yet. Come on, Alquin.
Man, it's been quite a while. It's a
Alquan,
pleasure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet with your guests that you have here tonight, and
he's my friend, and so you better be careful.
Oh, yeah, there would be nothing but respect. There would be nothing but respect tonight, as always.
Absolutely.
Now, I heard this gentleman come on. I think it was about a month ago, and he was speaking about a Mississippi campaign. And
you should have chilled.
Huh? Oh,
you are right.
He was speaking about a Mississippi campaign that can be the salvation for the Black people. And I just wanted to ask a few questions regarding that and I wanted him to assume that I'm a person looking to get down with this Mississippi campaign. How does one get started with this? Sir? Mr. Angel Snup Nup.
What was the question again? I didn't catch.
Assuming that I'm a person who wants to get down with this Mississippi campaign, how does one get started with this?
Well, actually, you already know. You've been around since I introduced the Mississippi campaign way back in 2018. You don't have no interest in the Mississippi campaign.
Well, that's why I said assume that I have interest in it.
Well, I mean, you don't have an interest.
Sell it to me, brother.
No, there's no need to sell. You've been around since 2018. I'll take that question for somebody that's new.
Well, you got the audience. They might want to know too.
Well, I would like for somebody new. You already know.
I don't. I'm ignorant to it. That's why I'm asking you questions. To
no, you're not ignorant. Sir, you're not ignorant.
So hold on. I don't want to get off track. Maybe y'all would you have a sit down conversation with Alquan about the Mississippi before the people, because maybe he didn't get the answers that he wanted previously.
Alquan has been around since the introduction of Mississippi Campaign, way back in 2018. A few months ago, I asked to come on his program, and he didn't want me to come on his program to talk about.
Would you allow me to moderate and time moderate? But first, it got to be two-sided. It can't be an attack on Angel Snup Nup, and he's defending himself.
Questions are not an attack. You know?
No. What I'm saying is Alquan. So I think the way that a good show would be is, what is the alternative to the Mississippi program? So he can critique your plan as you critique his.
No, that's not a good one, because I actually want to find out the merits of it, and if it's good enough, I'll actually get down with it.
But what I'm saying is, he says that you have been following it. Is it true you've been following it since 2018?
I've been aware of it.
Yeah, so since 2018, you being aware of it, and you ain't get on board yet, that's most likely you ain't gonna get on board.
Well, no,
absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. He never explained the details of how people are supposed to get started. He just said this is something that we need, but he never said,
where do we sign up? Where do we sign up at, Angel Snup Nup? He ready to sign up right now.
Okay.
Where you sign
First thing
up?
that you need to do,
my brother Alquan sign up. He wants to sign up right now.
Send me an email, and then from the email, you tell me what you have to offer, what you want to do, or I tell you or give you an assignment of what we need to do, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, well, you said what I have to offer, but I thought it was what you had to offer.
You're coming.
You're joining a movement, so you want to know your skill set, basically.
Yeah,
well, I have a large variety of skills, but I mean, for 3 years, I want to know what is the directive? When do I start to move to Mississippi, and have you done it? And so we can set up the shop and get busy.
I don't understand where you're coming from.
I'm asking what was the jump off point to get this thing into motion so that more people can jump on board?
In the very beginning, the number one thing that we need to try to do is to get people to know that it even exists, that this option exists. And we've been trying to promote since 2018. People cannot make a decision or talk about anything unless they first know about it.
Right.
So it's about promotion. It's about promotion.
Okay.
And the Mississippi Campaign is not normal.
Well,
it's not like opening.
I think we need to get that on another show, bro. Because I don't want to belabor that point. I would love if my brother Alquan would have been here when we was talking about the Mississippi Campaign.
Right.
I was here. I just couldn't find a way to get on.
Oh man, we got to do it again. Then we got to do it again. I don't want to belabor the point of what we're talking about here.
Come on, man. I've been waiting a month for this.
Bro, not today, bro. We on this topic right now, and we got other people waiting to address the topic. I don't want to get too far off the topic, bro. We could do it the next opening that Angel Snup. Now I bring both of y'all on here, but I don't want to belabor that point. And
this is actually an important topic because my man's trying to promote a program, so he needs to.
Bro, I got to move on to the next caller, my brother.
All right, so the Mississippi campaign is unimportant. I get it. All right. So with that being said, I got to get the next caller in, so my brother can finish his thought. You follow what I'm saying? We got the Angel Snup Nup in the building. You know what I mean? 1 second.
Shout out to Keish Wash. Shout out to Keish.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to my people. Dickens around in the chat. No cap. Reality Temple Crew.
So we got Revolutionary Voice in the building.
Okay.
Revolutionary Voice. Are you there?
Yeah, it's starting to come in all foggy now, kind of fuzzy. It's sounding a little fuzzy there. Peace, love, Islam, Black Power, and I wouldn't ask Angel as far as the original black man, as you were saying, can only make And I agree. The original black man can only make black, you know, and with the original black woman. But
Mm-hmm.
but then you have the lighter shades that go down. I don't know why I got this buzzing in the line all of a sudden, but let's see. When you got all these different shades, I think it goes all the way back to the Garden of Eden. When in Genesis 3:16, when it says the Adam seed and the serpent seed would always be enemies. And I think the serpent was the white man in the garden, and that's why Cain slew Abel. You know, because they had that gene in them. So what do you think about that, Angel? You think maybe it could have came all the way from the Garden of Eden, even, you know? And then when the slave owners when they started getting frisky with our great grandmothers, and then they started trying to do the Willie Lynch syndrome and trying to cover it up with the Willie Lynch syndrome. Say, oh no, they just made a lighter.
Hold up, bro. You're belaboring the question. We got other people waiting, my brother. We got other people waiting. So the question is, did it come from the Garden of Eden? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying it's not like they didn't exist and then they just all of a sudden appeared. They just came out the caves. That's all. But what I'm saying, they came out the caves, but they all came from the Garden of Eden. That's what I think. I just want your opinion on that, my brother Angel.
Come on, Angel.
Yeah. Well, you're speaking from a religious point of view, and I don't know. I can't speak from a religious point of view, but you also made other statements, and you're on point. Actually, you're going somewhere. If you void or mute the religious side of it, you really are onto something. You're on the same wavelength that I am, but
well, if you want to kind of like get off of the religious aspect of that, I can dig that. But what I'm trying to say is that they were already there when we were there. They just it just got to flip the script some kind of way, and went different directions, and maybe over the years forgot that each other was there. You know, so I'm just saying that I think the scripture part of it was when somebody foresee that Adam's seed and the serpent's seed would always be enemies, would always be at odds. So and say Adam would have his foot on the serpent's neck, you know. So, but the serpent tried to flip the script and keep the foot on our necks now. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, just I like where you're coming from with it, brother. But I know that there's always angels in the midst, and angels has always been men. You know, like when they were looking for the Christ in the tomb, there was a man wearing
brother,
white.
I gotta stop you. You be going in. I gotta get the other people, brother.
Okay. All right. Well, that was all my question for you, my brother, is that we were from the beginning.
I gotta bring you on the show so you can have your whole hour to express yourself. That's what I gotta do.
All right, my brother. Black power, peace, and love.
Thank you,
love, my brother.
Thank you.
Security of all securities.
Give thanks.
With that being said, one moment. I have Conscious Rasta. Conscious Rasta, are you there? Let me move this screen. Conscious Rasta. Conscious Rasta. Going once. Going twice. Hit me in the comment section. I'll leave you back in the back room. If you're ready to say something, let me know. Oh, okay, hold up. Are you there, Conscious Rasta?
Yeah, I think my microphone was muted. So, greetings, everyone.
Greeting.
My question is, if we are the original people, then wouldn't it make sense that we are the original caveman? You feel me? So even like you see when I hear the Igbo Israelite brothers, them say that Esau was the first white man, but then if Isaac and father were it was black, was a black man, and Rebecca and Israel, Jacob were black. So how can them be the first white man? That is my question.
That's a good question. That's a good question. And also, when you look at these teachings, and we always, and I understand why we think the way that we do, because this cracker, this Peckerwood, this devil, these people have done melanated people, dark-skinned people.
My apology, family. We had to cut the video short because Conscious Rasta came in with a covered face and tried to sabotage Moorish World TV by putting an unaccepted video on the screen in hopes that it will be reported to YouTube to take the channel down. Unfortunately for him, we caught it, and we will continue this conversation on the next broadcast. Peace and love.
He says Taharkabey, Toronto Johnson. I call for a Moorish court on brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him with this scandal with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people. I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I laid them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Sleepwalking, they keep talking. I probably catch a charge and I don't care what any say. Yeah, I'm the people's grand sheik, and the people's grand sheik ain't seen a man I can't beat. Only the gods is my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. You just my sequel. What the 85ers? Dip divers? Trying to sell lavas? You already dead. Who done got up in your head? Rent free. You wanna know who sent me? Who sent you? Leg, head. I tried to pull you out the bed, but you got up all groggy. Started talking real crazy, eyes foggy. Couldn't see through the fog. Then I had to bring the dogs, barking all up in your ear. Acting like you don't care. Oh, you don't care? Like you don't preserve life. Oh yeah. And you really don't care, right? Oh, you don't care, right? Well, we gon' really check that, bet that. Respect that. Since you said you ain't scared to die. I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I laid them old boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I'm the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. I laid them young boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I would take you on any day. Michigan, New York, Cali, where you at? What you thought? From that town to Baltimore, everybody on the road is all raw. It's ready, choppers. I don't really think you want the problem. Hold up, raise the thought up. Back to a law. Leg, head. I try to get him out the bed. Sleep sweating sheep and the people sweating sheep. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. Never. You mortals, you just my sequel. You mortals, you just my sequel. Only equals is the gods. You mortals, that's my sequel.
He said he's Taharkabey.
I see.
Toronto
I
Johnson.
see dead people. Hey, hey. I see dead people. I lay them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway.
I never saw my brothers and sisters signing me packages when I was with
I lay them
Dolly.
young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Hey, people sweating sheep. I ain't never met a man that I can't beat. No, the gods is my only equal. That's it. You mortals, you just my sequel. That's it.
I call for a march court on brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him